Ohio, are you ready? Denver, Colorado, are you ready? You ready, Rock? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. That's right, we're doing it. It's January 16th, 2026. Are you ready? Ohio, are you ready? What are we going to talk about? It's January 6th. That's right, Friday. Thank you for joining me once again. Are you ready? Wherever you're tuning in from, if it's your first time, buckle up, buckle up. Are you ready? Buckle up, buckle down, grab a seat, grab a pillow. Not the one you were rubbing your clit against. I don't have anything against it, just for sanitary reasons. Keep a separate pillow, all right? The one you hump, keep it in the closet. The one you sleep on, bring that one over. The point is, welcome back. It is Friday, wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, whether it's down south in the US, whether it's South America, are you ready? Or Europe. Budapest, England, over there. In France, over there. In Asia. Thailand, are you ready? New Zealand, Australia, of course. All around the world. Are you ready? What have we been talking about? I don't know, to be honest. There's a lot of stuff to be discussed, lots of fun to be had today. But welcome back. Thank you for joining me. It is Friday. Snowed a good bunch out here in Toronto. Got a ton of snow yesterday. Oh, it's brisk, baby. It is nice and cool. Negative 14 with the wind chill, sometimes minus 20. Oh, you feel your tits just contracting, getting tight. You can fucking, diamond cutters. That's what I call my nips. What have we been talking about, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just get right into it. Lots of topics, lots of fun events taking place in and around the world. Let's start with this one. Let's if we could be for a second, if we could all just be grown-ups. And this is an adult show for adults only. Of course. Daniel Stern. Who's Daniel Stern, you ask? Some of you may recall. Daniel Stern, he starred in Home Alone, one of the burglars. All right? Part of Americana and North Americana history, you could say that. Significant pop culture. We all grew up with Home Alone and watching, oh, what a great movie. Remember that movie? Of course you do. Remember one of the burglars? The taller one. I'm sure he starred in a lot of other movies too, but I can't recall everything off the top of my head right now because I didn't look at his filmography, to be honest with you. What caught my attention was Daniel Stern was just recently charged, ladies and gentlemen, for purchasing a prostitute. Renting a prostitute. You can't, I mean, if you pay, what if you pay for, could you purchase a prostitute? You can contract them, I guess you could. That's why we're here. Can we all just be adults for a minute? All right? Here's a grown man who's contributed to society through the arts, through making great movies, who a lot of us grew up with. And now he's in his later years and he decides to get himself a prostitute and he has to be humiliated like this by getting charged. What have we been talking about? First of all, I don't know too much about the story. I should just preface by saying I don't know. Here's my take on it. Simple. If it's over age, if it's ripe, it's right. If it's white is right, if it's black, it's tight. If it's, you get it, the color doesn't matter. If it's brown, it will take you, you won't be frowning with no brown puss on your lips. There you go. If it's yellow, hello. If it's yellow, say hello for a period of time, but goodbyes are, it's what we pay you for. That's what we get paid for. Come and go. What have we been talking about? Prostitutes, ladies and gentlemen. What time is it? What day is today? When did you last check the calendar? It says 2026 last time I checked. All right? If adult males and females want to get together and exchange monetary exchanges, all right? Pass a little cash between their, if you want to crumple up a couple of 20s to a little ball and then do a swift handshake with a toot and pass her $100 to get sucky in the back of your car. I don't see how that's anybody's business. What do you even do? What happened to my body, my choice, your body, your choice? What happened to that? What happened to bodily autonomy and having agency? Now, I'm not saying, what am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. Legalize is what I'm trying to say. Legalize prostitution. Again, I don't know the details. Should this prostitute later, if we discover that there was a underage prostitute, whole different story. But I don't want to believe it. I don't know the details. I look into it. But nonetheless, he's a good man, a good, hardworking man. Entertained billions of people probably. Global sensation. International, fucking global sensation. And then to go out there in your later years and want to treat yourself to a little bit of puss. And all of a sudden people are like, oh, where'd you get the puss? Why'd you get the puss? What about the OnlyFans? What about the OnlyFans then? All right, isn't that a form of it? Isn't all of porn of it? And I'm for it. But it's like, it's baffling to be honest with you. It hurts just to see it, and he's helping the economy. He is helping the economy. All right, that's her craft, that's her trade, that's what she's good at. I don't know that, but I'm assuming. All right. A lot of things aren't good for us, but it's just I don't know. I just see this man and I'm like, let the man get his prostitutes. So free hashtag. Point of this little conversation right here is hashtag free Daniel Stern. There you go. Hashtag free Daniel Stern. And may we all, have complete autonomy over what we do with our cocks, with our pusses, with our sphincter, with our tits, with our throats, all of it. It's 2026, all right? Oldest trade that's been around. Let people do what they want if you're an adult, of course. And let's be grown-ups about this. Can we? Or must we all just be freaking emotional about everything? Just make hasty emotional decisions. Speaking of puss, I did just come back this morning, despite the fact that it snowed a lot during the past few hours, 24 hours, 36 hours here in the city. I did manage to get out and compete. For those of you who don't know, I do compete. This is just a hobby. It's just a hobby. It's competitive pussy eating competition that I'm a part of. I get into it every year. It's one of those things that just, it's a distraction that gets me, to do something else. I know I'm not going to be the best at it, but I'm trying every year. I go there, and this time I'm in the top 10. I'm in the top 10. A lot of people are like, how do you do it? It's very difficult. I like to do things that are challenging, of course. And yeah, you just show up. There's different events, of course. There is, competitive puss. There's like large puss that you got to eat through. It's a larger size puss, so you got to eat through that in a limited time. Got to do that. There's, how many pusses can you eat in a minute? There's that one. There's the one, how many pusses could you eat in an hour? That's where I really got, I gained the judge's attention during that one, because 123, so almost 2 puss per minute is what I did. And this actually, 119 was my number last year, but somebody had 120. So this time I broke through in the top 10, and I just like, because it's one of those things you can never perfect. And that's why I love it. It lets me, just constantly push myself, constantly growing. So I do my, little on the side when I'm on my own, just like trying to prepare, eat a little bit of puss, put it down, take some time apart, think about how do I want to approach this, attack it again, eat some puss, time myself, timing is key, of course. There's times where you're like, oh, I can eat one more. And then and then that's when you push yourself, and the next thing you know, you're just like throwing up, because you just had like, 12 in half an hour. And yeah, but I don't let that deter me. And I know it's just, if you're not, and I like to push myself. So if you're not throwing up, you're not really even, I get competitive with myself though. That's what it is. It's not even about like, I'm glad that I made the top 10, but I don't even care. It's not even, what even is number one? What even is number one? Even if I get to that, I'm going to probably stand there and be like, well, how do we push it even further? So Thank you. And again, this is just a little reminder to all of us, and I can probably use a little bit, trying different things, putting yourself out there, picking up a little hobby. It never hurts to pick up a hobby. So that's what I do, competitive pussy eating competition. And thank you for all the support. Of course, you're like, this is risky. This is, how do you do it? It's why do you seek out such dangerous activities? And it's just, once again, if you've been with me for some time, you know what it is. If you're just joining us today, you're like, whoa, this guy really fucking, pushes it and lives on the edge. And, that's the daredevil inside me. I can't help it. It is what it is. I'm not advocating you get into competitive pussy eating competitions, because it is risky. It is dangerous. It is full of pitfall. But that's where I find myself growing the most. That's, sometimes you're like, I got this figured out. You're like, when I hit it from this angle, next thing you know, it's like one hair. She's fully, one hair, the fucking is sharp, just fucking, and I've had issues like a few times where like, it's winter time, got a little bit of, dry skin, which we'll get into later. But that one, it's just straight out. It's just one sharp hair just stabs you right, like, by the corner of your mouth. And it's like, oh no, is a game over? But then you find yourself having to recover and then come back and eat around. It's the whole, it's, again, it never ends. And growth is infinite. That's why I got into it, to be honest with you again. But thank you. So whatever you guys and gals are doing out there, shout out to you, everybody. We're doing it together. Let's get a sip of this shit right here. And once again, hashtag free Daniel Stern. And let us prostitute like grown-ups. What else is going on? I believe it's Senator. If I'm not mistaken, senators. He's a senator, if I'm not mistaken. Josh, last name, Hawley? Can't remember his last name, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, he was having a discussion. He was having a little discussion with Dr. Verma. And there was a little question that came up. Hanley? Josh Hawley? Harley? Holly, doesn't matter. First name Josh versus Dr. Verma. Nisha Verma. There's a lot of names that I had to remember for today's episode, but Nisha Verma. Last name definitely Verma. First name of the guy, Senator Josh. I'm not even sure if he's a senator. Doesn't matter. It's a question that came up. Can a man get pregnant? And it is, once again, checking the time. What time is it? It's 2026, and apparently we had it figured out up until now. Very recently, we had it figured out, thousands of years. Very simple, we knew what it was. But apparently new evidence, new discoveries in science, groundbreaking discoveries apparently have just tossed the entire notion of man and woman out the window. Biology is, it's back to square one, we don't know at this point. It is a complex question. Can a man get pregnant? It is a complex, we thought we could just break it down based on, hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years of different types of humans intermingling, bringing us into the era of eventually Homo sapiens fucking beating everybody else, surviving the contest that is survival of the fittest. And we won that shit. So we did hundreds of thousands of years of biology and science, but new discoveries. Each and every day you learn, can a man get pregnant? She didn't know how to answer, and because this bitch is stomped. And that's the kind of doctor you want, That's the kind of doctor you want. The one that, because anybody off the street can just easily be like, yeah, that's a man, that's a woman, he can't get pregnant, she can't, and that's, but you don't want that. This bitch is stomped, which means she's a seeker. All right, she's a seeker of knowledge. This one, all right? You want this for your child. You want that doctor for your child. Or your loved ones, or yourself for that matter, because again, the layman will tell you easily, without any education, man can't get pregnant, woman can. But this, again, it's listen to the experts, all right? The expertise, it speaks for itself. She could not answer the question. And low-key reminded me of the guy that gets caught cheating, but I appreciate it, because once you I appreciate somebody doubling down. When motherfuckers double down, Because you got to give it up to, at the end of the day, if you don't admit it, like, did you cheat? What even is cheating? Let us define that. You know, that guy. You know, that guy. Sometimes it may even be a gal. You know, doesn't matter. That person that knows they cheated and you confront them, you're like, did you? Yeah, you know. And you know. And like, what even is cheating? You're like, well, did you have sex? Did you have sex with somebody else? Did you 69 with somebody else? And there's like, what even is 69ing? What even is intercourse? If it's, you know, sure, the genitals meet and touch, but what even is sexual? If we're like, you know, what is cheating? I mean, yeah, we're together all day, every day for, you know, however long, it doesn't matter. And yeah, it's like, you know, we eat mostly at home, but sometimes we may eat out. But you know, would we categorize ourselves as people who are eater outers? No, we mostly eat inside. Sometimes you go and grab a bite outside. Or would we say that we are, you know, fast food or restaurant types of thing? No, we mostly eat out. But sometimes, if we're not going to put a label on it and jump to conclusions, you know. So I like her a lot, because again, this confirms that you can, you know, you want a smart, dedicated doctor that's not that's the one, no compromising, none. You double down and you just go with, despite all the facts that, you know, because you never know, new discoveries are on the horizon. And men, tell you boy, you know, we've seen instances where men have, you know, it might be, some have proclaimed that it might be IBS, but you never know. Somebody might, we can't leave that door closed for possibility. You don't know. And we have the tech right now. We have the tech. We slice and dice you. We inject you with different types of hormones. We block some of it. We suppress some of it, increase some other hormone inside you. We take, you know, your placenta, we put it in the freezer, then we take it out, we put it in the microwave. We take an egg, we take a sperm. We don't even have an egg or a sperm. We find your toenail that you clipped last month in the trash can. We take that, all right? Get a little bit of random jizz, all right? Get a woman to just, like, you know, ovulate, half an egg. Take that half an egg, put it on top of the toenail, mix with that half a sperm, 3/4 of a sperm, just the tail. Put it in the microwave, put it in the freezer, take it out, spin it in the lab, stick it on your back, laser it. You come back. Is it a baby? Seems like a tumor. Low-key, we don't know what we just made in the lab, but it's half human. We can tell you that it is half human. And yes, we're gonna leave the doors open because you never know what technology will bring. And for that, we're gonna say, can men get pregnant? What even is, you know? So I might be knee deep in that vag, sweetheart, but like low-key, what even is, you know, cheating? Because you're young, we're all young, we all make mistakes. There's no judgment to it, but let's not, you know, get into the morality of it all. It's just what it is that you'll learn, okay? You'll learn. God. What even are we talking about? I don't even know. But it's Friday. Having a lot of fun. Getting a little bit of this bad boy right here. What else is going on? Minnesota, Minneapolis. Apparently there's been more riots in Minneapolis. And I'm just like watching from afar, because I like keeping an eye on different topics all around the world, considering there's a lot of things to be entertained from. I'm just asking to myself, like, where do people even have the time and energy, and like, where do you get the money to go? Do you get paid to, because don't you have families to feed? Like, how do you, it's like, I know myself, I'm fucking, you know, I know other people, I see people out there, you know, fucking hustling, grinding, trying to, you know, build something, create something, whether it's a business or like, you know, investing in yourself or whatever the fuck, you know, people do these days. But how do you have to, that's the thing, when I see people, and it's like, I'm not saying don't go out there protest if there's something legitimate that you need. That's just like a basic human right. Sure, whatevs. But I'm like, you know, for every little thing you get out there. And so I asked them, I'm like, how do people make money? I had to do a little searching, and I found out apparently some of these protesters get paid. by George Soros, and some of them might be getting paid from the Muslim Brotherhood. That's what allegedly. I don't know. It's like, again, you look into things and there's like 10,000 different variants of a story or whatever. So we, try to, all of it, I'm not saying all of it is funded by George Soros. Good chunk of it is, apparently. A good chunk of it is by George Soros. And some of it is a little bit, some of it, I don't know to what degree, but probably millions of dollars by the Muslim Brotherhood, allegedly. I don't know. And I'm just like, because that's the thing. You're like, yeah, why would people get up and randomly go? People don't, in my opinion, people just don't get up and randomly do things. I think it's, a little bit of it is just, I don't know, theatrics. A little bit of it is, but then I ask myself, like, why? Okay, it's just confusing. Just trying to make sense. Just talking to myself, talking out loud, talking to you guys and gals, trying to make sense of it. Then I guess you're, so people are doing that, but then there's talks now of an insurrection, which was, because it's like, I'm for it, bring it in. This is what I say, because that's the thing. If the cops aren't doing their job, you bring ICE to do the cops' job. And if ICE can't do their job because people are getting funded by the Muslim Brotherhood and George Soros to go out there and protest, so you need backup for the ICE, so you bring in the military. But then I thought to myself, man, like, we don't know what comes after the military. You know what I mean? Because like, you have different, we had, again, police was there, and then ICE was developed in the past few, I don't know when it started. Been around for some time. Then it got introduced, and then they go in to help with, borders and illegals and whatnot, and criminals, dirty, rotten criminal, and then they can't do their job because people are, freaking hitting them with shovels and spitting in their face and, getting up in their grill. And I'm like, just, at one point you got to ask yourself, like, where is it? I do always ask, like, to follow the money. Follow the money. Where's the money coming from? How are people? Because don't you have just? How are you not working? How are you out there just every day in people's workplace and just harassing government officials? I'm not standing up for any particular group, but I'm just trying to objectively look at things. It doesn't make sense, but then it is, again, it's funny to think like that every time you need because you bring in the military, but the military does shut it. The military typically gets it done. But like, if the military doesn't get it done, then do we have any, my question here is, do we have anything that's like higher than the military, because you bring in the police, that's supposed to take care of it. Then it's ICE, take care of it, guys, because the police can't do it because of, politics, progressive politics. And the ICE can't do it. Fucking machine guns come in, but what if then is that like fucking just, it's giant ass robots, isn't it? Giant ass robots that fucking, blast music or some sort of high frequency and just, I don't know what they do, but then you just fall on the ground and start fucking just shaking and foaming from the mouth. But my question is, does the level keep going up? Let's say the military comes for some odd reason, they can't handle it. Then you get like super techy, you get super, fucking techno gets in there and it's barking and yawning and scratching your back. You're liking it, but you're also like, it's disarming. So you're like, oh, I better get out of here. This feels wrong and right at the same time. And then what do we have after that? Who knows? Animals, train animals from the zoo. Release the animals, last resort. Get the koalas out there. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It is Friday. We did get to have a little interview, and we're actually going to do a live right now. We'll do the interview. We have as you again, following global affairs, international affairs, international events, things that are taking place in and around the world. In Iran, there's been a lot of, for the past few weeks, a lot of protests, a lot of demonstrations against the government. Thousands have been killed. Thousands have been thrown in jail. It's a messy sitch that, could have, larger implications. We'll see how it's gonna unravel, but I guess, it's good to get an inner perspective, which is why we're gonna interview, I suppose, the Iranian foreign minister right now. So here it is. It's the Iranian foreign minister being interviewed, giving us giving us a perspective of what it's like to be inside. Mr. Foreign Minister of Iran, thank you for joining us today. Happy to be here. Happy to be here. I'd just like to thank you for having me over here, and any questions that you might have, I happily answer all your questions. So please go ahead and begin. Please go ahead. We're just contacting you to, ask a few questions, given the fact that everything is captured on video. With today's technology, we can see there's thousands of people's bodies on the ground that you guys have killed, innocent women, men, children. What do you say to that? What is your response? Thank you for that clear question, and I just like to say, sorry about that. As you can see that they were, you may have heard some stuff. Excuse me, Mr. Forbes, did you just kill thousands just right there on the camera? Did you just shoot people with machine guns on the, as you can see, I had my gun, we had our guns. I mean, what is even, can men even get pregnant? Am I right? What is what? What are we talking about? Habibi over here. Concentrate on the matter at hand. They were coming towards my bullets. Did we release the bullets that were going in a particular direction of, some people might call them protesters. We like to say, terrorist is what they were, is what we, Mr. Foreign Minister, with everything that's been going on, it's clear that it was just regular men and women and children on the street that you were, again, I will answer all your questions. I will gladly answer all your questions. As Mr. Foreign Minister, did you just kill thousands more just as we were doing this interview right now? I mean, again, define what is living, what is even death, what is life. Am I right, everybody? Some people may have, they're resting for long periods of time. We're not quite sure of what is going on. People like to nap. Did you ever have a little siesta midday? Yeah, we've had siestas, but we typically, it's for a short period of time. Then you wake. These people seem to be bleeding profusely from the different holes in their body, multiple holes in their bodies. Again, have you tried bloodletting? It's actually some people, say it's not working, but it gets rid of the bodily toxins. It's really all about perspective if you look at it. Mr. Foreign Minister, if you could, we've had some concerns that there have been blackouts, and you guys have tried to limit the amount of information that's getting out of the country. Do you have any thoughts on that? Thank you for that question. Blackouts, again, everything is about perspective. Habibi is how you say. Blackouts, if you look at it in one way, you could say it's blackout. First of all, we don't like to put a label of the color on it, so let's just get rid of the, blackout, white out, brown out, yellow out, red. Am I right? Who sees color these days? No point of getting focused on color, how you say. We thought, let me ask you this. Ever get on your phone and end up scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and you're like, oh, where is my life even going? With all these cat videos and cooking videos and people jumping on the trampoline, hours gone by. Meanwhile, we said to ourselves, let's stop the scrolling for let's take a national mental health, babe. Let's take a little break from the scroll, small, short period of mental health, how you say. Take a little break, scrolling, you come back, You scrolled, we're not gonna stop the scroll, but you do want to give it a break. You know what I mean? Put it down. Last week, I tell you myself, I caught myself, this is personal true story. I sat on the toilet for about 7 hours watching a video. And it just, everything came out. I did a whole body cleanse, turned inside out, my intestines just out on the floor. Why? Because of scrolling, as you can see. So we are not, it's not a blackout. We're actually thinking of mental. Mr. Foreign Minister, did you just kill thousands of other people just again as we're doing this? And again, what is this, obsession about? I was merely pointing my guns in a particular direction. There's people, again, you see these bullets, do not come near the bullets, how you say, habibi. Well, thank you very much for that. And now we have a more clear look at what is going on, and we're all better off for it. Thank you, Mr. Foreign Minister. Thank you. Welcome back. Hello. Wow. There's a lot going on in and around the world. My goodness. Yeah, tricky times. What to do about it? I mean, as an American, I say protect what's ours first and foremost. America first and foremost, all right? So we're not gonna go out there and spend a ton of money and resources. It's just, us first. United States of America's first, all right? Eagles first, baby. But then again, I do understand that we gotta, low-key be the international police, because you can't have, because if we don't, I thought about this for a little period of time. Right before I did my interview with the foreign minister over there, I thought about it. I'm like, if we, because if we're not the international police, we probably save a lot of money. Like if we're not, helping different countries, like, all around the world, whether it be, and sometimes they might need the help, I get it. But if we're going out there spending billions, trillions, billions, gajillions, fajillions of dollars on different countries, then what about, and then you look at us and we're like, could we not use some of that money ourselves? But then there's also like, if you leave them alone, that is a valid point. It's a true statement. Unlike the fact that we don't know if men can get pregnant. We don't know that one, but we do know that if we just don't do the policing, then, China might get in there and start the policing, because they're already doing business with everybody out there. So you gotta, it's all about, it's that, again, goes back to the superpowers, baby. Goes back to the superpowers. You gotta keep your eye on Russia a little bit, and then mostly China, all right? So we gotta, we don't, but then to what extent you get involved in, definitely don't want any American lives getting, no bodies definitely on the ground, nobody. But then we, so what do? We say, best of luck with everything. We're there with the, we could send in, I guess, I don't know what we're gonna do, to be honest. Why would I know? How would I know? But things, I would like us to save money, save American lives. And also, yeah, again, Starlink is good. I believe Elon's doing that, so more info can get in and out of different places on the planet, which again, it's actually a really interesting topic, not just because of what's been happening recently, but overall, grander scheme of things, freedom of press, very important shit, we take that shit for granted. We take it, for most of us do. It's just, get up and it's, we're so used to the internet and everything just running, like electricity, water, things that we're used to in different parts of the world, man. These are important things, and that's a little bit gay, is how you say. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, definitely no troops. We don't want a prolonged, they don't have the capability of a long, prolonged war anyway, without the backing of China or Russia or, other terrorist cells, that they're things to do, in my humblest of opinions. recognize the Iranian government identify them as a terrorist organization. Do not legitimize them. Do not, negotiate with them. Low key, keep doing what we're doing, and we got plenty of options. That's the good thing. So anything goes. We'll make you bleed from frequencies, dog. Like it's, you know what I mean. Like these little countries don't even please. My heart genuinely goes out to anybody anywhere around the world that is, finding themselves in a war-torn region for different reasons. That's, but yeah, we wish everybody luck, as we tend to do that, don't we? So best of luck to all of us out there. Options, many options. We can, provide the leaders with the, there's always the Gaddafi option. There's the Osama bin Laden option. There's the, we've done this before. We've been here before. We can go to, you got the Saddam Hussein option. You've got, plenty of players just recently. Maduro options on the table. And again, robots, AI, chemicals, all of it. It's just, we'll decide what we want to do essentially, and we'll deal with it accordingly. That's how we'll deal with it. So that's some of the thoughts and concerns that we all had together. So thank you once again, which brings me to my next story. This one, I heard of this one, a teenager killed a neighbor. I forget where, it doesn't matter. Killed a neighbor, but the important thing that stuck is, again, rest in peace to the neighbor that died. But what this kid did, teenager killed his neighbor, moved into the house, started living there for weeks, used the guy's car too for several weeks before eventually getting caught, which, again, not for murder by any stretch of the imagination, but I was low-key, I'm like, yo, looking at pros and cons of everything, there was a pro there. There was a pro there. You could say he used everything, or as much as he could, which is something you don't see often, Talking about nose to tail consumption, using as much, he used all the parts of the animal for the, again, sucks, this is terrible, tragic. But again, because most people would, if they're gonna fucking go kill somebody, they kill somebody and then they'll disappear. This guy moved into his house and he used his car for several weeks. That's not letting things go to waste. Because again, he's probably paid for that, car payment. He's probably paid that mortgage or rent money. That electricity's, been paid for. That food in that fridge is still good, So definitely, again, got to clarify, not for murder. But again, pros of just trying to see things from different, low-key, he got in there, That toilet was flushed. What if he did, because you never know. You never know. If you don't flush the toilet, if you don't run the shower, it's winter season right now. I don't know where it was, but you might come back, and if the system's not been, working, you'd flush once after, after like 3-4 weeks, burst your pipes, whole house is ruined. You're like, he's dead. Why would he might have relatives who want the house or need the house. There's other people most likely somewhere, who knows? But even if there weren't any people, you ruin one house, next thing you know, there's a leak. No one's coming to check on this guy. He doesn't have anybody. He doesn't even have any pets. No pets, this guy. Nothing. But then again, the pipes burst, neighbors' houses, and the entire neighborhood gets ruined because now there's a flood. All the sediment beneath everybody's houses have just been moved and softened over time. One night, the entire neighborhood's sleeping, entire houses plummets, 3 floors down, kids die, thousands of people die. In this case, this kid got in there and at least he used the house for several weeks, and we potentially have avoided disaster. In a sense, you could say, again, definitely not, defending this guy, but again, he used most of the animal as indeed trying to put a positive spin on this. Is not good. It's not good. Definitely don't go murdering your neighbors. But again, moral of the story is, to flush your pipes, run the faucet. A Disney performer, Robert, first name Robert, last name, so many names for today. Hemler? I forget, doesn't matter. I'll hashtag it. Hashtag his name, remember that. Timestamp this, hashtag that, remember that. Subscribe, leave a comment, hashtag Robert, can't remember his last, doesn't matter. The point is, he saved hundreds of audience members' lives. There was a play. They were doing an Indiana Jones play, and there was a boulder, a 400-pound boulder that's supposed to, during the play, that's part of the play, there's a boulder going down a hill, and you're supposed to, Indiana Jones is running to escape it. This boulder somehow malfunctioned, got off the ramp, and it was about to pounce and bounce all over the audience member and kill hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions, if not maybe even billions. Who knows? Billions of people's lives were at stake here. And Robert over here got in the middle of the audience. He placed himself between the audience and the boulder and just fucking took it right there to the face and like chest and like whole body. Got knocked out for a second. And here, I guess, did a little bit of an interview. Seems like a nice family guy. I didn't hear any word of any sort of compensation, which I'd like to say. We're going to court. We're definitely going to court again. I'm a big fan of Disney. This is just business. There's nothing personal about this whatsoever. What's right is right. All right. Love Disney. You guys know that. All right. Man was a genius. You could say that. Did he was he a little bit? People had their ways in the past. People had their opinions, and certain things we may not agree on, but nonetheless, great innovator in terms of entertainment, and fantastic. What a wonderful world he created. So shout out to Walt Disney, rest in peace. Also, we're not gonna, again, people from different, people did different things, but the people, have, political associations or, leaning towards certain ideology, maybe, whatever though. There's a lot of good in there. There's a lot of good. Let's not throw the bath water out with the freaking baby, right? You can get more babies all day with the fucking bath water. Scrumptious when you get that just fine bath water. You're like, this bath water is to die for. You got babies, a dime a dozen. Good bath water. Try finding some of that. The point is, you're like, find it on Temu or Amazon's got good bath water. I've heard it all right? Good, solid, homemade bath water. Come on, son. 3 generations bathing in that same water. It's never been changed. There's, undiscovered fungi and bacteria growing inside. Just, you taste it, you fucking get electrocuted from the inside. You start jizzing from your ears. That bath water is, what it is. But again, the point is, don't toss it out with the baby. I don't know what the point is. The point is that, yes, my client, representing Robert, I forget his last name, representing my client, he doesn't know it himself, but he's been experiencing emotional, physical, spiritual trauma ever since he got hit by that 400-pound giant ass boulder. And we're suing. Don't even think about it as a sue. You could have gone worse. Again, hundreds of thousands of audience members, if not billions. And that's not even counting people who are watching on TV who would have been traumatized if they watched a giant rock run over billions of people who look and sound like them. Think about that. And then people from now on can't watch TV. Loss of revenues, gazillions of dollars. So technically, I'm saving everybody money here. Pay the man $10 million. We'll settle this out of court. Am I right? And to the judges, may I just say this, Your Honor. I know we all came to court today in our underwear, and some of us are not even wearing any, and thank you for leading in that direction. I do like the wig without the pants and attire. It's everything. The robe, not a fan of it, but the wig, and just when you see mature 55, 60-year-old judgy tits, judgmental tits, and they're with all their wisdom. So I just want to say they look perky, they look impressive. But you can clearly see that my client here took a hit to the body, his neck. He seems fine from where you're looking at him right now. He seems all right, but his neck, he can't sleep. He can't satisfy his wife at this moment because of erectile dysfunction, which was working just fine up until that accident. No longer can he satisfy his woman. We're discussing different topics into whether or not they're going to introduce somebody else into the relationship. That's for them to decide. Could he cope with it? There's also talks of him getting side puss on the side to make up for the wife being serviced by another healthy male. Aside the point, you can see that all this will be too costly and we can't handle that by ourselves. So 10 million, should we go higher? 100 million is what we're asking for today for this beautiful Disney performer, so that he could, one, eventually recover and get his own erections. 2, drive his car because he loved driving his car. Don't you, Robert? Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Yes, you love. I can't spell that for you. You gotta say you like driving your car. The only thing that brought you more joy than driving your car, you follow me here. We can't let them know that we're doing this shit right here, okay? Driving your car, love how all you're saying, driving your car gave you so much satisfaction, and it's just a delight, and it's a priceless experience, is what you tell them. So as you can see, my client is expressed through not really saying much. He's expressed that driving was a big aspect of his life that brought him, countless occasions that were filled with joyous moments and can't be replicated in any other way. And you can't even put a price on that. So $100 million of what we're asking for, he can't pick up his children anymore. All right, I don't even know if he's got children, but if he were to, they were planning. I'm not sure if he has children or not, but I believe they were in the talks of it. I believe they were going to have more kids, or at least have some kids. They were talking about buying some kids if they can't have any of their own, for what they were going to buy some kids. And by buying, I mean, from a donation. What do you call them? Whatever, we're gonna adapt a baby. We're gonna get a kid and change him or her partially, not adapt a baby. The whole procedure. It takes a long time. It takes money, energy, and now he can't do any of that. So for all these reasons that I just mentioned, $150 million is what we're seeking for today. And again, this is nothing to do with Disney. Huge fan, just doing what is right, and he wants to go back to work as well. So please, let's just toss this out. We can settle out of court. $200 million for my client. Let the case be rested, Your Honor. With all due respects, court is adjourned. What else is going on in and around the world? I believe, again, pro bono. I don't even get paid for this shit. Matthew McConaughey, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew McConaughey, just a great actor, a lot of great movies. Grew up watching him, still growing and still watching him. Not like, whenever his movies are on, it's not like, So watching Matthew McConaughey do his thing, you could say he's a legend. You could say he's a great actor, and all those things are true. But he did something that was inspirational, and amongst other things that he's done that are inspirational, he just patented himself. He put a patent on himself to fight AI. Matthew McConaughey is fighting AI, and he copyrighted himself, so AI can't go out there in the future and replicate Matthew McConaughey and, come out and say his catchphrases, or one of them at least, without him getting compensated. So this was inspiring to me, and it should be inspiring to you too. I gotta come up with a few catchphrases to patent and trademark, which I don't know how to do, but we can figure it out together. I just gotta come up with the catchphrases. I'm thinking he did, all right. We can go, okay. I think this one's a good one, low key. And sometimes the first things that just pop are don't second guess it. I think this one hits. Okay. Oh, you say it a couple of times, it just makes sense. I do want to, put that on the back burner, put it in the reservoir. Somebody timestamp this shit. Okay. What about we do it 4 times? Okay. 4 times. No, but that's too many, because what if people stop at 3? Most people would say it. What if the AI only said, okay, how about okay? Just 1 okay. And then 2, I'll do 2 okays as well. So these are all, I gotta add more to it. Got a late start, gotta get, 2 okays as well are mine from now, and trademarking it. Okay is mine now. Okay. 3 okays, also mine. I'm gonna push it up all the way to 5 okays. AI, if I hear you utter okay up to 5 times in a row, or even just 1 time, okay. There, That's good. So you guys do it too. Whatever you want to like, pick something, whatever it is, because you don't want fucking AI picking up your lingo and your dialect and your making bank off your hard-earned work and all that shit. So gotta come up with a few more. How about, you know, fucking, what about just like random words? Just random words. Gotta think of, you know. That's a greasy hot dog. That's a greasy hot dog. Patent it right there. Because that's, you know, I want something that people use in a regular daily life. So they'll, you know, that's a greasy hot dog right there. If you say that, that's, I've said the patent it right here, dude. That's a greasy hot dog. Okay. That's a greasy hot dog. Patent it right there. If I hear AI utter those words, I will fucking, you're gonna get lawyered up. Go get yourselves lawyered up, AI. Okay. That's a greasy hot dog. Just add a few more because I got a late start to the game, gotta make bank. These G-strings are going way up my crotch. Bitches be saying that I need to get the female market as well. These G-strings are going way, you know, what do bitches say on a regular basis that I could trademark? These G-strings are up in my vag all day, every day. Okay. That's a greasy hot dog. All these fucking, you know, from now on, let it be known, catchphrases that I've said and I will say. That's a greasy hot dog. Okay. These G-strings are all up in my cooch. I'll add that one too. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you this. Any word from the English dictionary, patenting it right now. Okay. I think we're just, yo. Goddamn. Just with all the money I just made, sorry, I just got super excited. Okay. All right. What else is going on? Oprah Winfrey has turned into a 80s crack dealer and I'm here for it. She's pushing product. She's literally moving weight. She's pushing products on. Product is Ozempic. I'm talking 80s crack dealer vibes. I've seen it. This bitch is going out there saying you got no willpower. And it's just, she's tried it all. And it comes down to just Ozempic. And this is fucking, we've been here. It's nice. Feels good to bring that OG shit back. You need to just buy. You weak. You don't have any willpower. It's your obesity that's causing you to eat all the way to obesity. Like you don't have it first, obesity. You eat your way to it. But that's wrong. You eat your way to it because you have obesity and you have no willpower. You're weak. And you know who needs more money? Ozempic and pharmaceutical giants. They just need more. And because that's the thing. Regular people, God, it's so easy to just, you know, think that you have willpower. And but you know what is easier? Because you've tried, well, just give up already on anything. You don't have any willpower. You don't control any aspect of your life. You know who controls your aspects? Ozempic does. You take Ozempic and that shit will not just reduce the weight, it will give you some of that lacking willpower that you had. It's in a bottle. You like willpower? We are selling it in a bottle. It's called Ozempic. All right? Take it and somebody needs to make, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, how do we, you know, make money? How do we do this? How about you quit being so fucking selfish, all right? And think about Oprah and let her make money, all right? Let Oprah and the pharmaceuticals make money, more of it. Please, we know that if anyone can use more money, we know it's Oprah. Please, be a little bit understanding. Quit being selfish and quit coming up with these wacky ass ideas. Oh, I think I got this thing called willpower. What is this wackadoo idea? You get out of your dirty, fucked up head, all right? You don't have any willpower. People have never had willpower. Willpower only comes in forms of bottles. You know who's in charge of it? Pharmaceutical company, that's right. So you, with your weird ass thoughts that you think you got control of anything in your life. Nada, zilch, zero. Buy it, purchase it. Comes in a bus. It's very easy. You're weak. You know what's not weak? Ozempic. It's strong. It's strength in a bottle. Take it. Give it to your kids. And then eat all the food you like and then take more pills. Tired of all these, go exercise, eat moderately. Take the pills. Take the pills. Sure. Yeah. Are some people gonna go blind? God, who amongst us hasn't gone blind, Are some people gonna get like shrunken heads? Maybe. Which one of us hasn't got a shrunken head? Like 1 in 20 walks around with a shrunken head on a regular basis anyway. So before you start, fucking think about someone who can use a little bit of money like Oprah. Please quit being so fucking selfish and always think about yourselves. Spreading misinformation like willpower. What else is going on? I believe I saw Pete Hegseth was working out with the Japanese prime minister. No, not the prime minister, the defense minister of Japan. They're working out. I've seen, that's the thing. I look everywhere. I'm a fan of working out. I get it. I'm a fan of it, but I see it everywhere now. I see two people working out everywhere. It's both, fascinating. It's exhilarating. Gets you going, because now he's working out with the defense minister of Japan. He's working out with him and RFK working out everywhere. Do I see them? It's inspirational. I like it, but it does get a little bit like the other day. I was just in my car, opened the glove compartment just to get a little napkin. Who's in there working out? Pete Hegseth and RFK Jr. just fucking miniaturized, just like working out in my glove compartment. I'm like, what are you guys doing in there? I like to just say you should pump a little iron to get a little bit of, blood flowing in your body and be healthy. I closed my glove compartment immediately. I'm a fan. I'm just saying, low key. Come back home, get in my elevator, and there they are, working out again. Pete Hegseth and RFK Jr. I just turned the triangle pyramid of the food. I turned it upside down. You gotta, because that's the thing with triangles is that, it goes in one way, but if you flip it upside down, it can still go in. I'm like, what is going on? Shut the elevator door, get out. Oh, I'm like, let me get into my apartment studio compound headquarters, open up the door. Who's working out in my apartment? God, it's Pete Hegseth and RFK Jr. You gotta really eat your vegetables and your protein. Carbohydrates shouldn't be a big portion. Stay away from sugar. I'm like, you're making a lot of sense. I get it, but how'd you guys even get inside? Pete Hegseth and RFK Jr. just pumping iron all day, every day. I'm like, I gotta go out for a walk, grab my coffee. I get inside my local Tim Hortons. They're in there working out, dude. I'm just like, what is going on? Pete Hegseth and RFK Jr. What is going on? You gotta really stay on top of it, and your health is the most important thing. You never know until it's gone. Like, I hear you. I get it. It's nice, man. It's inspirational. I like it. It's nice. How does it feel to work out with the Japanese defense ministers? You guys do any Japanese workouts? Some kabuki shit? You know what I'm talking about, dog. Some of that. Japanese ninja workouts, dog. They don't show you that part. They just show you like them doing regular exercises. That Japanese defense minister was fucking, just doing ninja shit. Sharing information, sharing intel. That's what he went down there for, right? Did he? I don't know if they met in Japan or if he came over here. I don't know what happened, but the point is that it's nice to see different people working out together. It gets you going in a non-homosexual way, non-homoerotic. There's nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing wrong with that either. A lot of people apparently like that shit too. They love it. They love the big show that's on everybody's lips and minds these. At least I've heard. I've not seen it myself. What's the show called? It's Sports and Cocks. Sports and hockey sticks. Sticks and hockey. Hot meetup during the hockey sesh. What's the name of there's a whole series about hockey and gay sex right now. Gay homosexual activities on ice with hockey. Pocket to me nicely. Give it to me with your stick. People love that shit right now. Apparently it's these two dudes. One of them or two of them might be Canadian. I'm not quite sure. Even if one of them is Canadian, super happy for you out there. Fucking go get it. And that just shows you people like that stuff. I don't even know what I was talking about. What's it called? Heated rivalry. That's the one. If you like, I haven't seen it myself, but it's been getting a lot of praise. If you like gay sex, if you like hockey, and this just opens up the door to more gay sex in hockey, I suppose, and other sports in hockey and gay sex. Like, you know, because there's got to be of course they're there in different leagues. Who's got which made me think, despite not having watched, big supporter of everybody doing good things. I wonder what percentage of sports leagues, all the different sports have, which sport probably has the gayest? Would you, which ones that you would, like football, basketball, hockey, soccer, traditional, like, baseball. Who's got the most? I don't know, to be honest with you, but there's potential there. You just patent those ideas right there. So if you want to do a straight shit too, just straight relationships, straight soccer, straight just, football TV series that concentrates around a straight athlete and a straight wife having straight sex, and then spin off, turn it into gay sex. Patent that right there amongst also the words that I've patented already and copyrighted. Okay, that's a greasy hot dog. These G-strings are getting wedged in my crotch. There, all of that amongst everything else that we just patented. And God, just fucking making bank today. Today's a good day. Yeah, so if you like to see boys, or they're young men, I suppose, they're men. If you like to see men sucking each other off, despite the fact that I don't know if they show that on TV or not, but they do that. They get really close to it and people like it. So they sucky and then get on the ice and perform really well too. And then later on they take off each other's gloves, smell my glove. And then pheromones, and then gay stuff. And then hockey shit, puck it up. What else is going on? Who did we just talk about? Pete Hackseth working out, that's right. Yeah, so I do want to bring it a little bit full circle. And in the beginning, I did mention it's gone cold outside. I just want everybody to stay safe and hydrated and moisturize your skins. I have to learn this myself. And you think moisturizing is so important out there. You don't want to get dry skin. I had that a few years ago. I thought it was freaked myself out, and I like to get freaked out. I don't know about you guys and gals, but I like to get a little, just what is this? It's just like you just need to moisturize. What are these? Oh God, what is it? Start Googling shit, but we all been down that rabbit hole. Nonetheless, moisturize your skin is what I wanted to say, and you can use different, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, a little bit of, just like a little bit of cocoa butter, a little bit of, a little bit of just whatever, hand lotion that you can buy at your local drugstore. A little bit of, if you don't want to spend the money, to be honest with you, like jizz, cover yourself in jizz and moisturize. You'd be surprised as to how good it works. And it works for everyone, males and females, and both of them work for males and females. If you don't have access to jizz, vaginal jism works too. So you just scoop it up, smear it all over your face, hands, elbows, knees, all the back of your knees. You don't want to be ashy in back of your knees. That's quite embarrassing. 2003, I caught myself back of the knees ashy. Never again. Lest we forget, I said that, and everybody took note, and it hasn't been ashy since. So that was 2003, and that could happen to you too. So I'm just helping you out there. If you don't have access to, you dried up, right? You've locked it up. You've snip, no more jism. Your ovaries fell. Your fallopian tubes are on the highway sometime last September. You lost them. You haven't recovered it yet. Good news, animal jism, right? You get an elephant, you just ejaculate once, lifetime supply of moisturizer. You're welcome. Helping people in a tough economy come together and realize that we're all in it together. Stay hydrated, stay moisturized. Say no to ashy. Or like low-key accept ashy. Low-key fucking, or go the opposite way. I don't know what you're into. Be like, I just want to be ashied up with my ashy, gallon or ashy man, whatever. Maybe it's good, Two ashies don't make it wrong. What else are we even talking about? This this gets me. This gets me because, like, again, talk about coming back full circle. This gets me because, earlier on we were talking about the importance of, do we go out there and police internationally or have our eyes on shit, or should we just concentrate on ours? This is the instance where you realize if you don't have your eyes on yours, motherfuckers be getting up in there and eyeing your shit. You don't want motherfuckers getting up in that bitch and eyeing your shit, do you? Because this is happening right now in the UK. Wake up, UK. What is going on? What is going on? There's a Chinese super embassy being built right now in the UK. I just read about this. I read about it a little while ago, but now what's coming to light is that they found out this Chinese super embassy, which, again, embassy, I get embassies from different places, but why do we have to have a Chinese super embassy in the UK? And it's interesting to me. It comes on my radar because these things travel. You got a super embassy in the UK. Next thing 6 months down the line, I gotta deal with the Chinese super embassy here, or anybody else. I don't even care if it was Chinese or Cameroonian, or why has it got to be a super embassy? All right, a regular embassy should just do fine. But whatever. We apparently collectively greenlit that, but they found out recently this Chinese super embassy is building 208 secret rooms. What? We're getting 208 secret Chinese. So this regular embassy went from just like modest, regular, humble embassy to super, which I don't know what it's gonna be doing now. It's gonna have fucking tits. It's gonna come with, milk and tea. I know you guys like that shit in the UK. It's gonna come with fucking, biscuits, with biscottis and tea and milk, and that's actually kind of like low-key in the afternoon. Hits the right spot, not gonna lie to you, with a pint of Guinness and some fish and chips. Top of the morning to you, governor. How you doing there, son? Shake a baby, kiss a hand, move it along. The point is that, I don't even know what the point is. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that there's this Chinese super embassy. It's got 208 secret rooms. Now, what's even more interesting, some of the rooms are extremely close to sensitive communications cables that are running underneath the ground. And they're basically, just transmitting millions and millions of people's data, whether it be financial or just in communication. So that's just right there, like, just right there underneath the ground, right by the Chinese super embassy and their secret rooms. And we're letting this happen. They could take these wires, physical wires, cables that are running underground, and tap them physically. They could fucking just, and that's fucking belligerent disrespect, son. Nobody taps our cables. We tap our cables, when the mood is right, when the music's playing, when the sun is setting, when the baby oil is out, when the charcuterie is spread all over the ground, when the rose petals are being eaten one petal at a time because these flowers are edible, when you shave her legs, when she shaves your back, and then you want to tap some cables, you tap that cable nice and hard. You tap it from the back, you tap it from the, you tap it from the front. You put that cable right between you and you ride that cable, you tap that cable. You know what I'm talking about, Playboy. But that's us doing that shit, But now we got other, when it comes to fishing, we go out there and fish when we want to fish. But when others want to fish and when it's like, we can only fish, we fish when we, with our cables, and we fish, all right? Motherfuckers can't be getting in here and just fish. There's a limited amount of fish, and you got to keep an eye out on your, because it's sensitive information is what it is. Again, everything digital, again, all the monies, all the communications, emails, phone calls, everything right there. Chinese secret embassy, 208 secret rooms underground. Why don't we just skip that? Why don't we just skip the whole, forget the whole embassy then? Why don't we just invite Chinese spies into our homes? All right, why don't we just bring Chinese spies into our homes, all right, and just sit in the corner and cuck right in front of them then. All right, why don't we just bend over then, pour a little bit of that, sriracha on our back, and just let it slip in right the back, huh? How about that then? How about that? Tell me at least we're doing it in reverse. Tell me at least we are doing it in reverse, because if it's just them putting their secret Chinese spy rooms in our, it is just, tell me we got secret Chinese spy rooms in their Chinese secret spy rooms, or like, Western spy rooms in their China. Tell me we got them. Tell me we got them now. Put a stop to it. Somebody, please, God. I don't know what's going on in the UK, man, but it's interesting. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure they're just gonna do construction normally and no tampering with any sort of wires or communications cables. Nothing to worry about. Right in the middle of London, nothing, absolutely nothing. No data is going to be breached at any moment at all. Okay, good stuff. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the point is. The point is that we're having fun. The point is that a beautiful fella, don't know his full story, but it caught my attention, given everything going on with ICE. This guy, there's a video, it's a beautiful gentleman that got on a, he's a construction worker. ICE was coming after him. I don't know where this was, and I forget the plate, doesn't matter, but he gets his ladder, I think, he puts it up against a home, gets on the rooftop, starts hopping and skipping over the rooftops to make escape. I'm not sure if he escaped or not, but like low key, I saw the video. Again, silence, volume off, just watch the video. It touched a part of me inside that probably, went back to when I was a kid, and it just reminded me of a Sega, it felt like the 90s. It felt like watching a game. It felt like, I was playing Aladdin on Sega and just watching this guy hop rooftop to rooftop, making his escape. And I'm just like, if you, low-key, hashtag free that guy. Again, I don't know if he's done any crimes or not. If you find out he's not a criminal, low-key, let this one go. Let this one go. If you make your escape look like a Sega Genesis game from the 90s, or for, if you make your escape look like a video game or any sort of, if it's visually pleasing, aesthetically just touching me someplace inside, if you make it look like a movie, if you make it look like, if you do, if you film yourself run around like Steven Seagal, you know what I'm talking about. Just loose hands. If you escape like that, dude, and you put it on video and it touches me inside, I'm going to say hashtag free that guy. Now, I hope you haven't done any criminal activities or anything, because I'm standing up for you, because you, again, low-key, it looked like you were having so much fun, which made me low-key want to just hop from rooftop to rooftop. I think I'm going to, after I finish my pussy eating competition, my competitive pussy eating competition this year, I'll probably dedicate some time to jumping from rooftop to rooftop, just to, again, mix it up a little bit. So hashtag free that guy. Hashtag free that guy right there. A little bit of that shinobi action, dog. There was just, I wish he had like ropes to hang on from and like jump from, like, grab a hold of a rope and jump to the next rope. It would have been fun. Like we should hang some ropes for people so that they're escaping. What else is going on? That's right, Camel Toe Harris. Camel Toe Harris just bought an $8.2 million mansion in Malibu, beachfront, close to the beach, close to the bitches, close to the beach. I don't know. She bought this. I'm for it. I'm for people buying nice homes. I'm for people making a lot of, money, making a lot of dough, buying homes. Now, how did she come to make this money? From politics. And how do you go from, regular person to potentially running for office, going from, you're making thousands of dollars a year, and then you just jump to a millionaire, and then you bought an 8.2. It's just, again, follow the money is what I say, but I'm also here for it. She bought it, because that's the thing. She's been warning us. Her and many others have been warning us against the weather, They keep saying, the weather's going to get you. The weather's going to get you. And, a lot of people are skeptical about that shit. A lot of people, rightly so. A lot of people are. But at least, and yeah, some people might even say that she's accumulated from her campaign, despite the fact that it raised a few $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the exact numbers, but despite the fact that they raised billions of dollars, somehow her campaign has ended up with millions of dollars in debt, unpaid debt, but somehow, despite having this millions of dollars in debt, she had money to go buy an $8.2 million home. But that's aside the point. The point is that, again, because of this potential weather, you always got to be out looking out for the weather. You got to because the climate's going to get you, man. The climate's going to get you. The weather's going to get you right now. And thankfully, she bought a home close to the beach, so that she'll be like nothing's gone wrong, near the coastlines for a really long time. But like, if anything were to go wrong, would she'll be in there amongst the first to let you know that, she probably won't let you know from there, because as soon as there's any hints, she'll probably like hop on a helicopter and get into a jet and go into an underground bunker somewhere with all the other, lizards. But yeah, all in all, somebody's gonna be out there looking out for your best interest out there, and like, you know, and it's hard. It's hard. Campaigning is hard. Doing politics is hard. It's easy. It's much. She'll have a better chance next time running from a $8.2 million mansion. She's probably gonna, you know, a better chance. So you still need to get after it and you know, do the things that, you know, make sense. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace out. Get out of here.